Wait a minute. Okay.
By the end of the week, he was asking me to marry him. And I just said, there's no way, you don't know me, I could be an axe murderer.
I just figured, well, what better way to die, you know? I'd die loving her. You know, I'd be a silly old fool. I'd consider a silly old fool for letting a woman kill me.
Well, about a month later, actually 38 days, but who's counting? He took me to Kansas City, and we stayed at the plaza, and he rented one of those horse and Cinderella carriages, and we went around the plaza, and he asked me again to marry him. And at this point, I just had to say yes. I mean, this guy was so romantic. And I figure, if nothing else, I could just be the axe murderer.
I just got really joyful, you know, just inside. I'm just going, oh, okay. Well, we're going to give her a kiss again. And I said, you know what? Let's get engaged. I said, I can't think of a better way. And so I didn't tell her about what I really thought about doing. And we did do this. We went into a Hillsburg there in the square, and I bought her 2 watches, a gold watch and a silver gold watch, and they had diamonds in them and everything else like this. And she really liked that and said, "Till I get an engagement ring for you for this too." And she just happy about that.
They did. They worked real well. And so about 7 months later, we got married. We had a wonderful, fun, happy wedding with most of the roller girls there. We danced so long into the night, we had to pay the DJ to stay later. And what wedding does it happen? Usually people are trying to leave the wedding unobtrusively. And we couldn't get people to leave. All they did was stay and dance, and all we did was stay and dance.
That DJ was still our friend too.
Absolutely.
Years later, we're still in contact with him, and he's happy.
Well, like every relationship, we've had ups and downs. A couple years after we were married, Julius hurt his leg real bad. He tore his quad muscle, and in the year it took him to recover, we did take some financial hits, and the bank that owned our mortgage was threatening foreclosure.
Yeah.
We did fight that for 4 years.
Yeah, I had to get a lawyer to help me with that one because they wanted me out in a few months, and I've been paying them consistently, just consistently. And I tried to reason with him on the phone, and he'd say, "Okay, I got it figured out," and then someone else says, "Okay, we don't know anything about this," so the head didn't know what the tail was doing. Anyway.
And so 4 years later, we moved to Georgia, which is where my family is from. We moved from Wichita, Kansas to Georgia. His family is in Wichita, mine's here. And about a year and a half after we moved to Georgia, we obtained employment in Connecticut. So we were all ready to go to Connecticut. We had lots of training. We trained some in Connecticut. We trained some in Colorado. And while we were in Colorado, my dear darling beloved fell out, passed out in the class for training. And we had some rough times. He woke up in the hospital and he was pretty much paralyzed, shoulders and legs. And over the next 5 days did regain a lot of the top half. He is very strong now in the top half. And we flew home to Georgia, and we went to the hospital here in Georgia, and he had more MRIs and lumbar taps, and lo and behold, he had been bit by a spider right before we had left to go to Connecticut. And that spider venom has penetrated his spinal column, and his legs are not going to work very well again. He does use a walker, and we have a lot of fun at his expense because he's the one that's always in pain.
I miss walking and being able to do everything that everybody takes for granted. I'll tell you what, when it goes away and you just long and have dreams about walking and running and riding a bike again and roller skating. I love roller skating. Chances are probably not going to see a roller skating rink ever again. But I'm still working towards it, and I'm working with my wife, who's my caregiver, 24/7. We haven't killed each other. If anything, it's drawn us even closer and closer.
We do actually enjoy each other's companionship. We rarely even have a crossword. We're just two peas in a pod, I guess. But I admire so much about this guy. He tries very hard to get up and go each day, no matter how much pain he's in.
Yeah.
And I just think his determination and nurturing spirit is some of the things that just makes me love and admire him every day over and over again.
I really admire my wife too, my loving wife. She's there for me, and that's one thing I've never had really very much in a relationship, is someone that has my back as well as I have hers. And so I would say that's what I really admire about her, and she's smart and very pretty and just everything a man would want. She's everything I want, and still feel that way, even more so than when we got married.
And he's my
grows.
sexy guitar man. He still plays guitar. He plays in a group every Saturday night. And additionally, here and there, he's been known to back up our friend Jenny. And we really enjoy the guitar world, the musical friends. Yes, we're on disability, and yes, we can't go to a job anymore every day, but that just gives us more time to be with each other.
Our love gives us a reason to keep going on and working to be better in every way we can. And I've seen improvement with my wife, and I'm still working. I'm a work in progress. That's the only way I can put it. And I always try not to be cross or anything else, because I don't want to lose my precious stuff.
I think our advice that we would have for other couples is to never lose that sense of gratitude, because you just never know when somebody could die or something could happen to take away their mobility, and no matter what, you have to thank that other person, even if it's something as simple as doing the dishes or making breakfast or driving you somewhere. He constantly tells me thank you, and it's very,
I tell her I love her every day
very
too,
loving
very
and
much.
very encouraging to hear that every day.
And I really respect her for her opinions as well. And 9 times out of 10, listen guys, 9 times out of 10, she is right. The woman is right.
See, he's a good man. He's a really good man.
I'm smart enough to know that she's smarter than me and can see everything I can't.
So let me show you around Darby's house of love, and you can see a little bit of what we do every day.
All right. Okay.
So this is the living room.
Hello.
Yeah, we've
It's me
just seen
again.
him. And we have a wonderful outdoor balcony. And let me move this walker out of the way. And this is the magic room, otherwise called the bedroom. And then we have the dining room and the kitchen and the laundry room. And we have our second bathroom, the clean one that doesn't have handicap stuff all in it. And then we have the hobby room. And the hobby room consists of the guitars,